Hey everybody, TimDub151 bringing you another video. This time though, we're not going to be talking about gameplay necessarily. Today I want to talk about microtransactions because as of today, the world, the internet, it's blowing up. It's crazy. Star Wars Battlefront 2 is set to drop in the next few hours, and people are genuinely upset about EA's decision to put in so many microtransactions to unlock certain aspects of the game sooner. You have three types of people looking at it. You have the people that are completely opposed to it because it's a pay to win model in their eyes, which it could be. Because basically, what you're doing is you're able to buy these star cards and use them to level yourself up faster because your rank is based on the number of star cards you have. That determines your level, not the amount of time played in the game. Then you have the players that are okay with it or for it. Why are they for it? Well, you have to devote a lot of time into this game for grinding. There's no question about it. Grinding is going to be a huge part of the game. 40 plus hours to unlock certain characters. Maybe another 40 to unlock another one. I can't say for sure because I've only been playing the early access. And the last thing I was really trying to do was unlock a character. I was really just playing it for the sake of playing. So I can't speak on how long it's going to take. But the people that aren't necessarily against it is because of that reason. If you don't have 40 hours to devote because you have life going on, you have a job, you have a family, you have multiple jobs, you have school, whatever the case may be, your commitments outside of gaming keep you from being able to do that grind. So having a way to level up your character and stay relevant in the game without necessarily having to throw all the hours into it isn't the worst case in the world. And then you have those that are in the middle. They could care less either way. Where do I fall? I don't know. It depends on the game. Some games I'm completely for it. Some games I'm completely against it. Some games I don't really care. I'm I'm one of those that if I like the game enough and it's one of the options that it has, if I really like the game, I'm going to spend the money on it. I did it with Division. Division is one of those games that I bought everything that they released, not because I felt like I needed it. It was all cosmetic, but I wanted it. It was something I enjoyed in the game, and to me, the money spent was well worth it. So why not? Which brings me back to Star Wars Battlefront 2. I understand where people are coming from. I can see both sides of the hat. It's it may not seem fair because if you have the money to spend on the microtransactions, you're going to get stuff that's going to level up your character and you're going to be able to dominate pretty early on. But think about that for a minute. You're only going to be able to dominate so long before everybody else catches up to you. The grinders that have the time, that put in the work to do it. And yeah, they are going to possibly complain that you didn't put in as much time as they did and you didn't earn all the stuff that they earned. And you know what? They're right. You didn't. But that doesn't make you any less of a player in my book. To me, you are just taking a route that's easier for you based on circumstances. Now, you could be one of those people that you do have time to do the 40-hour grind, but you also have the money to spend. So why not do it? You could be that person. And hey, all the power to you. I have no problems with that. Microtransactions aren't going away. The industry is making a huge, huge turn into that market. And why? Because the players like us will either spend the money or they won't. I believe it was Ubisoft that said it was either Ubisoft or Valve, and I'm not sure which one. I know one of them said this. They made more in microtransactions than they did on full game releases. So if you think microtransactions are going anywhere, you are sadly, sadly mistaken. This is going to be the business model of the future for gaming. And it can go numerous ways. Game prices can go down because it's going to be less money to develop the game and put the game out because they're going to be walled behind a series of other content that you're going to have to purchase. Like DLC, but maybe even more than just DLC for expansions. It's here. It's part of the gaming industry. And until we as gamers either embrace it or fully turn our backs on it, it's not going to change. It's going to be the status quo. If you're playing a game and you enjoy the game, chances are you're going to be willing to spend money on it regardless of how you feel or how others are going to feel about you. It's your decision. It's your right to do so, just like it's your right not to do it. It's your right not to play the game anymore if you choose to not do so. If you don't feel like the value of the game is there, you're not going to spend the time and effort doing what needs to be done to level it up, regardless if it's grinding or paying for it. It's not going to be something that is forced on you. So when I hear people talking about, well, they're forcing this or they're forcing that, let's just nip that, because you're not being forced. If you're getting dominated in a game like Star Wars Battlefront because someone else has paid and leveled their systems up, and you choose not to upgrade but continue to play, you've made a conscious choice to continue to play the game knowing what the outcome was going to be. You also can make the conscious decision to make the transactions yourself and level yourself up. It's still a choice being made by you and no one else. Therefore, no one should really be upset about it. You're either going to do it or you're not. I don't know why it was tested. I know why it works, but I don't know what made developers come up with this whole, we're going to put stuff in games that's going to cost money, and it started with cosmetics and it's slowly working its way up into level progression. And they wouldn't be doing it if we weren't spending the money on it. So that's my whole takeaway from this. They're doing it because we're willing to spend the money. At least some of us are. Not everyone. But those of us that are doing it, it's enough to where it's making money for them to where they're going to continue to do so. So it's a trend that's just going to be going and going and going. But you do not have to support it. Turn your back on it. Don't open your wallet. The biggest voice you have in the industry is your wallet. Don't make a purchase and you won't have to deal with it. And it'll send a message to the developers once enough people start doing that, hey, we're not going to do this. When we buy a game, we want to buy a game for its full value and we want to earn everything we get in it, not pay for it. But I highly doubt that that's the way that it's going to go. If that were the case, then we wouldn't be having this discussion right now. I'm going to post a link to a Twitter conversation that we had discussing all of this. It'll be in the bottom so you can check the link out. Go on, comment, retweet it, give me your thoughts on it. Leave comments here. If you like this video and you want to subscribe, please hit the like and subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. I really want to hear your guys' thoughts on this because I know that it's going to be a touchy subject, and my stance on it is probably not going to be one of the most favorable ones. But hey, I'm okay with that because it's the choice that I make, the choice that you make to not agree with me. So I appreciate you guys listening. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll hit you guys later. Deuce.